Apophis Asteroid is coming back. NASA announced we were wrong. Astronomers Roy Tucker, David Tholen, and Fabrizio Bernardi discovered Apophis on June 19, 2004 at the Kitt Peak National Observatory in Tucson, Arizona. Due to technical and meteorological issues, they were only able to view the meteorite for 2 days. Fortunately, after that year, a team from the Australian Siding Spring Observatory discovered the asteroid once more. Since its detection, optical and radar sensors have monitored Apophis' orbit of the Sun, and researchers are convinced that they understand its future course. NASA is redirecting a spacecraft to explore the asteroid. In 2023, OSIRIS-REx will finish its present mission to collect a specimen of the asteroid Bennu and change its name to OSIRIS-Apophis Explorer. During the asteroid's passage from Earth in 2029, it will be steered to strike Apophis. Soon after the flyby, OSIRIS-APEX will begin orbiting Apophis, giving scientists an unrivaled up-close view of the asteroid to move the dirt and the tiny pebbles on and well below Apophis' crust and analyze them. The spaceship will use its engines. At first, astronomers weren't sure if Apophis' passage would cause Earth to collide. The asteroid was only taken off the Sentry Danger Table and the European Space Agency's Strike Risk list of PHAs in 2021 after sitting at the top of both for 17 years. Even when this risk was eliminated, scientists were unable to completely rule out the chance that the asteroid's gravitational effects from Earth may affect it in such a way that one of its subsequent approaches would result in collision, as previously reported by Space.com. Apophis belongs to the class of asteroids known as potentially hazardous asteroids, which have orbits that will bring them very close to Earth for generations to come. Professor of Planetary Science at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Richard Binzel, remarked, "Apophis will make the adjacent molecules' proximity to Earth of any massive asteroid this decade, which makes it the standard bearer for possibly dangerous asteroids." However, Apophis' three most crucial aspects are: Apophis won't visit Earth again. Apophis won't strike Earth anytime soon, but on April 13, 2029, it will travel within just 19,000 miles of our globe, making a close encounter that is 10 times closer to the moon and closer than the majority of geosynchronous satellites. Over 2 billion individuals in the Eastern Hemisphere will indeed be able to see Apophis' close passage with the naked eye because of the space rock's immense size. According to Binzel at the 2019 International Institute of Astronautics Space-Based Conference, "We now know that Apophis won't harm our planet anytime soon, but the asteroid's tenure as a subject of significant scientific curiosity is just starting due to its upcoming flybys." Why did scientists consider Apophis to be risky? When scientists realized how near to Earth the asteroid's trajectory would bring it, Apophis' discovery's acceleration was replaced by worry. Researchers at CNEOS determined there was a 2.7% probability that the object would strike Earth in 2029 based on visual field observations in 2004. The next year, radar measurements were used to further refine these probabilities. Even though the estimations were low, they were nevertheless dramatic enough just to give Apophis the top scores on the two systems that astronomers use to determine an asteroid's threat to Earth. By 2006, new calculations have almost completely ruled out the possibility that Apophis will strike Earth in 2029. In particular, the asteroid's approach in 2068 could not be readily ruled out. According to David Farnokia, an astronomer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory who's researching the asteroid's trajectory, the track of Apophis beyond 2029 will rely on how Earth's gravity alters the asteroid's orbit. The attraction of the Earth would adjust Apophis' orbit just enough, or should I say incorrectly enough, to place it on a crash course in a future year, according to Farnokia, if it went through certain small gravitational openings. Further headway in ruling out a 2068 impact was not made, since scientists weren't able to track Apophis from 2015 to 2019. The asteroid appeared almost obstinately committed to living up to its doomsday moniker. Farnokia and his colleagues decided to face the issue head-on and better analyze the asteroid's course to finally is certain if it will strike Earth in 2068, when it once again travels away from our planet and could therefore be better monitored. All known asteroids' elevated paths are calculated at JPL's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, and the likelihood of future collisions is evaluated. Farnokia, who delighted in the challenges presented by Apophis, remarked, "That's our main source of income each day." How did scientists thought that Apophis was safe? It wasn't simple to knock Apophis off the top of the risk rankings of many space agencies. Apophis' precise course was developed by Farnokia and his co-workers by combining radar and eye-tracking data gathered in late 2020 and early 2021, according to a NASA release. The researchers then put this recently discovered information along with years of meticulous observations to produce a more precise picture of Apophis' track. Since its discovery, Apophis has been closely monitored by optical and radar observatories, explained Farnokia. We can accurately forecast how Apophis will move throughout the flyby in April 2029 thanks to the information gathered by scientists around the world. According to the team's calculations, the asteroid's 2029 collision with Earth will cause its orbital period, or the amount of time it takes to revolve around the Sun, to increase from 0.9 years to 1.2 years. More importantly, the CNEOS team was able to estimate how closest Apophis will be to the gravitational small openings that correlate to possible impact with Earth in 2036 and 2068 using data from observations made in 2020 and 2021. According to Farnokia, the CNEOS team disregarded any potential consequences for the following 100 years. Many of you might consider what would happen if Apophis hit the Earth. It is difficult to foresee the effects of an asteroid similar to Apophis striking Earth. Nothing like it has ever been recorded in our planet's geological history. The dinosaur-killing asteroid that impacted Earth 66 million years ago and left the Chicxulub crater is only one example of a considerably larger impactor. Other gravitational perturbations have also been much small. The amount of damage an asteroid hit can do also depends on the size, density, and weight of the asteroid, as well as the direction and speed at which it strikes. The results of an Apophis-scale impact with Earth are quite unpredictable because it is just 340 meters across in our models of the two bodies colliding, said Gareth Collins, a professor at Imperial College London's Department of Earth Science and Engineering. The primary determinants are size and speed, although the target site's characteristics also matter. Collins wrote in an email that on land, a lot more expelled dust is created. If they typically result in the ocean, it can produce dangerous tsunamis. Of course, the proximity of the impact on human populations is a significant factor. Collins calculates that the energy released if Apophis hit Earth at 45,000 meters per hour, which is the typical speed of asteroid impacts, would be around 10 billion joules. According to him, this is comparable to the explosive output of the entire world's nuclear arsenal, 1,000,000 times greater energy than the explosives dropped on Hiroshima, and about 100,000 times more energy than the Chelyabinsk meteor. The worst case situation for an impact of this size, according to Collins, would be if it happened close to a densely populated coastal area or a major population center. Secondary impacts, including ferocious ground shaking, strong heat radiation, and air shockwaves, would have disastrous implications if this happened. What is next for Apophis on the calendar? Now that the prospect of an impact has been temporarily eliminated, scientists may concentrate on gathering data. Apophis researchers are preparing for the asteroid's passage in the years leading up to its next approach in 2029. They will watch from the Earth, but now that a new mission for the impact crater spacecraft OSIRIS-REx has been announced, they will also have the chance to view the event from orbit. With Apophis so close to Earth, Farnokia and his colleagues will take advantage of a crucial scientific opportunity to study how it responds to tidal forces. Because of its proximity, among other factors, the rotational status of Apophis could change. Farnokia stated, scientists might be able to model the innards of the space rock for the first time, thanks to studies of Apophis in 2029, which should also help them understand the asteroid's mass, structure, and chemistry. We shall discover how Apophis is constructed on the inside by observing how it might shake, rattle, and roll even a little bit, explained Binzel. Similar methods have been employed to discover what is beneath the surface of the Moon, Mars, and Earth by sending a shockwave through those bodies. We have never measured the internal structure of a possibly dangerous asteroid. Perhaps Apophis will give us the opportunity. Because Apophis seems to be similar to around 80% of the potentially hazardous asteroids identified so far, collecting data on it could help scientists learn how we might divert future PHAs should they threaten Earth in the future. According to the researchers, the passage of Apophis in 2029 is a must-see event. Objects of the size of Apophis come this close to Earth approximately only once every 1,000 years on average, Farnokia said. Don't miss the chance to see it. I know I won't. So there you have it, guys. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and like the video. Remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching.